this week we've had Trans Day of Remembrance, and I'm not quite coming to you with perfect remembrance books, but I thought now would be a good time to show you some good books about trans experience from trans and NB authors. And I'm going to start with children's books and work my way through to adult books. And I think it might be that if you've been watching along for a while, you've probably seen or heard of all these books before. But sometimes it's just nice to have them all in one place. Okay. So, I mean, this obviously is not all the books by trans authors I've ever read. It's just a handful. Okay, so number one, Dragon Pearl by Yoon Ha Lee. Yoon Ha Lee writes Millicent for all age ranges. I probably haven't shown you this trilogy for a while because it's been out for a while. This one was 2019. But they are about a nine-tailed fox spirit whose brother has been accused of something she's fairly sure he doesn't do. So she sets out to cross the galaxy and clear his name. It's got a wonderful cast of found family. It's got a lot of different, like, people are people, regardless of how, but it does have a lot of queer elements to it. And Min, our intrepid hero, is so lovely. It's such a sweet girl. And she just goes through the universe trying to find out what's right and what's true, and trying to point out that she's not in this universe, as in so many foxes are kind of looked down on. They're considered tricksy and you can't trust them. They're never expected to be taken seriously or to have loyalty or love or any of those things. And she shows that actually she does have all of those things. But also she's just trying to survive in a world that doesn't really want her to, just because who she is. But they're really, really lovely books, and I definitely recommend the trilogy. Mejia, Paula Santiago and the River of Tears by Taylor K. Mejia. Mejia is Mexican American and queer and trans, and he wrote this beautiful, beautiful book, which is just like all those epic quest fantasies that came from when we were younger. Or even things like Books of Delight or Chronicles of Prydain or those kinds of things, but queer and expansive, inclusive, for a modern and for a more outward looking experience. So it's sort of it's a successor of children books for it's just beautiful, beautiful book. And it's got these wonderful friendships, these wonderful family relationships, and into it brings all this Mexican mythology. And both of these books are published by Rick Riordan Presents, which is Disney's imprint for publishing books from mythologies that don't necessarily normally get published by mainstream publishers. So we've got Korean mythology in the Yoon Ha Lee and Mexican in the Taylor K. Mejia, and they're both beautiful, beautiful books, middle grade. Moving into YA, I feel like I have to mention Cemetery Boys by Aidan Thomas. Well, I don't have to, but it would be slightly weird if I didn't. This is a book all about the universe respecting the gender you're in, and about living how you are and living your own truth. It's about someone whose friend goes missing, and so he goes to try and find him, and he thinks he's a ghost. And then there's shenanigans, and there's a lot of food, a lot of wonderful food in this book, a lot of wonderful friendship and love and family again, and a lot of the spirits accepting you for who you are. It's all about acceptance and love, and it's a wonderful book. Speaking of acceptance and love, I'm moving into adult books. Sorrowland by River Solomon. In this book, Vern retreats with her family to the woods where there's a lot of body modification stuff going on. She's learning to live in the body she was given. She's not specifically trans, but I feel like she's transcoded because she's got her body undergoes a mesmerizing metamorphosis. And it's all about learning to live in your new body and learning to live, to relate physically to the world around you, but also people. And she's come from this cult into the outside world, and it's about interacting with other people. It's a very beautiful book, which brings me on to learning about how to interact with other people. Detransition Baby by Tori Peters. This is a non-speculative book. It's a contemporary about not letting cis people control the agenda. So it's about how trans people relate to cis people. It's got a lot of like, what jobs are trans people allowed to do? How are you allowed to move through the world? How does society see you? And there's also a lot of talk about, what society want from you and what they think are the main issues. And it's saying that no, the protagonist is saying that she, as a trans woman, cares about this, this, and this, and she wants to control the narrative and not let other people come in and not let cis people control the narrative around trans issues. I think that's super important. So I think it's a really great book to read, even though it's complete departure from what I normally would read. I think as a cis person, it's a really important book to read because those issues are ones you might never have thought of before, and it's worth going and thinking about them. And that is all I've got for you today. So I hope you'll pop me down a comment below about a trans book or a book about trans issues by a trans author, or just a book by a trans author that you love, and I will go and check it out. Okay, thank you. Bye.